There's a couple of key Senate races around the country. I mean, I think that it's going to be very difficult for the Democrats to hold the House. But I think it is more possible that they could actually hold the Senate and maybe even pick up a seat. And the reason is because if the Democrats, and I haven't seen much of an evidence, at least on a national level, but maybe on a state level, if the Democrats focus on things like the question of abortion and the judiciary, you're talking to an entire state as opposed to a district that may be, more Republican leaning.
And part of it, too, is just that some of the matchups, like, Fetterman versus Oz, I have faith in. And another matchup here I have faith in.
This matchup, Herschel Walker running against Warnock in Georgia. And here is Herschel Walker. He is explaining the way that wind works, I think. Here it is.
He got rid of the pipeline. Get rid of the pipeline. Get rid of our energy. Start this downfall. Because we need energy for everything. Do y'all know that? And they were talking about the Green New Deal. Climate change. I'm going to help y'all with that real quickly. And I'm going to do it in the Wrightsville way. So you can understand what I'm saying. We, in America, have some of the cleanest air and cleanest water of anybody in the world. So what we do is we're going to put from the Green New Deal millions or billions of dollars cleaning our good air up. So all of a sudden China and India ain't putting nothing in there cleaning that situation up. So all that bad air is still there. But since we don't control the air, our good air decided to float over to China, bad air. So when China gets our good air, their bad air gotta move. So it moves over to our good air space. And now we gotta clean that back up.
That's right.
So one of the problems with our good air is that it's going to push bad air here.
It's disloyal.
Yes, the good air is fickle, but the bad air is strong.
Why does he think we have? I'm looking this up. I don't know if America has particularly good air quality.
Well, that's the Trump thing. Don't you remember? He always like, we have to get the cleanest water, cleanest air.
Best dishwashers.
I mean, if you say it enough times, then it's not as much of an issue when you stack the EPA with Scott Pruitt and like fossil fuel executives. Hey, everything's good.
Right.
Can't get any better.
It's so weird how people are cheering like we've got the cleanest air. We're number one. And this idea, you've heard of capital flight. Well, this is what air does, too. It will also try and escape the country, and we should just punish it for trying to do that.
The air is being outsourced to China.
Yeah.
There's a caravan of bad air coming across the U.S.-Mexico border.
I mean, this is going to be a fascinating test in Georgia as to do candidates make a difference in an off-year election. Because I can definitely see why folks, the folks who are applauding how clean our air and clean our water is, and they're going to vote for Herschel Walker. But if Warnock cannot beat Walker in Georgia, it's going to be disturbing. And that's not a reflection on Warnock. It is specifically because I think Warnock is a very good candidate.
Yeah.
And it's going to suggest that things are so structural that, certainly persuasion is not. It will also be an example of like persuasion is completely irrelevant in midterm elections because I don't know how you can put these two people and hear either one of them speak for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And say, I'm going to vote for Herschel Walker. He's going to be the more competent senator. I mean, I'm sorry.
And I'm looking, it does appear that America generally does have some pretty clean air. And I would just say that's probably in part because of what the EPA
it is
has been up to.
100% a function. Talk about clean water. You could light the Cuyahoga River on fire in 1970. Literally light it on fire. They had a fire. It caught fire multiple times.
Yeah, and it's funny that they're always like red scaring about China, and there are some areas of China where the air quality is quite bad. And in the United States, it's not capitalism that has solved our air quality. It's the only regulations it was the Nixon created regulations in the EPA that we're trying to do away with now. Thank you, Supreme Court.
Thank you. Yes.